This is a newly installed WordPress site. You can see that nothing has been customized. We now want to go into the dashboard, which is the control center for the owner or the designer of the site. So there are two ways to log in. When you first install WordPress, there is a link. If I scroll down, you'll see a login link. And I can click this and it will bring up the login page. But sometimes the theme that's installed automatically, if you're using an auto installer for a host that puts their own themes in, you might not have this, or if somebody else has been working on your site and has changed the theme, but also changed the widgets or sidebar options. So what we can do is we can go up to this URL or the address here, and we can click into the end so that the mouse is flashing. You can see I had to do 2 clicks for that. Then I can start typing, and I start with a /, and then I start typing, and you can see that I have some below that I've already used. I could click on those, or I can use my arrow keys to select them, or I can continue typing my WP-admin. You don't have to have the last slash. Then you press enter or click on the item in the drop down. It redirects to the login screen. Okay, now there's a lot of tick boxes on here. I've got a tick box for remember me. This should only be ticked if it's not a public computer, or you are the only one using the computer, or everybody that uses this computer, you don't mind having access to the dashboard of your website. So you don't want to tick this definitely on public machines. You also have a lost your password. This is quite good. If I click on this link, it opens up a new screen, and it says type my username or email. So I put my username, my WordPress username or email in, and then I click on get new password, and it will email me the password for that. Or sorry, it doesn't. It emails a link to create a new password so that you can get into the site, you change your password, and then you log in. If you don't, say you're using a username, but it isn't actually yours, you won't get the email because it hasn't been set up with your email address. So this way, if you receive an email saying that somebody requested a password change, it could be that somebody's forgotten their username and thought it was yours. Okay, so if you don't receive an email, then it might be that your username's wrong or you haven't registered to that site. Excuse me. If I click back on login, it takes me back to the previous window. I also have a back to my website link, which would take me back to my website in case I've made a mistake. So now I can type my username and then go in and type my password. And click on login. As long as the username and password is correct, you will be directed to the dashboard. Depending on your browser, so I'm using Firefox at the moment, but I could be using Chrome or Internet Explorer or Safari. Some of them, I think actually all of them now, will remember your password. So you can choose to remember the password. But again, do not do this if this is not your PC. Say it's a work PC that 20 people use the same login, or a public PC where you're in an internet cafe and you've paid a few dollars, pounds, whatever, to go and use a computer for a few minutes. You don't want to then save the password. So only use this if it's yours. So I'm going to click on that and it's now going to remember. And now I'm in my dashboard. So that is logging in.